particularly in broadcast, what we're doing these days is we're building systems. We're not building a console or an I/O device or a processor device or a PC automation device. We're building systems that work as an integrated whole. And that, hey, we're not just making a box, we're building an integrated system. And when we moved on and did the WheatNet IP system, we just expanded the whole concept. Now you've got utility mixers and silence detection and all of that stuff all built into the network all the time. And you interact with the network as an entity, not as individual pieces that you patch together and somehow they work together. You're working with one system.
Yeah, I like to call it our broadcast ecosystem.
That's right.
And it is. And if you looked and loved our TDM, and you look at our IP, really, in my mind, the only difference is that switch. And you hear us say Cisco a lot. And why we say Cisco? Because I think they build their stuff with the same philosophy as we do. Mm-hmm. You know, they're good power supplies inside. If you open up one of their boxes, it looks good. They answer the phone when you call them. You know, because I wasn't the first guy to say, hey, we want to do IP. We've got to go IP. You know, that was another thing.
Actually the last guy.
We were the last guys to the market with IP because nobody's IP system did anything better than
That's
our
right.
TDM. And just like when we were building these analog desks and everything around us became digital, we adapted. Okay? Then we saw consolidation, and we saw the need to have a centralized rack room to feed all these sources and destinations from a centralized location, which the bridge router worked perfectly for. Mm-hmm. And in those days, if a customer had a problem between the microphone and the tower, it was our gear.
It was us, right?
Yeah,
there.
the only third-party piece of gear was the wire that they made, yes. And that 90 and still even in the IP world today, 99% of our technical support calls are due to cabling. You know, if you're going to be doing a plant, you're going to have these guys come in and pull all this Cat 5 or Cat 5e and 6, have it certified. Yeah. Back in the day, if you remember, we built a health system in
yes.
WheatNet TDM
yes.
to check our customers' wiring.
To make sure they were working.
And what we did is we had built this little application in our X-Point where it basically sent messages, transmit and receive on the pairs of Cat 5 between the cages, and we could tell if your wiring was good.
Yes, it would go red if the connection went bad.
That's right. And that said, hey, you've got a problem.